Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
YouTube is good, man. It's your boy RB. Welcome back to the channel. Hope each and every one of y'all are having a great day. Just got home a little while ago. I was scrolling through Twitter, and first thing I see is Josh McCown. They announced tore his hamstring off the bone on Sunday, 5 days ago, during the Eagles' loss to the Seattle Seahawks in the wild card round of the playoffs. As we know, the Eagles were eliminated. Carson Wentz went out first quarter with an injury. Josh McCown came in, played the rest of the game. Pretty sure the play he got hurt was the one play where he got pushed down right in front of the refs and no flags were thrown. Nothing was given. It was just a regular play. And McCown got up. He started limping, and from then on for the rest of the game he was limping. I didn't think it was that serious, but indeed it was. But that goes to a bigger issue that I just wanted to state here. You know, the season's over, and somehow the Philadelphia Eagles are continuing to talk about injuries. Nathan Jerry had tore his abdominal muscle, similar to the one D-Jax tore in the beginning of the year, and Jerry played the whole season through that injury. He's having surgery, or he had it yesterday. Josh McCown comes in after not even playing the whole season, tears his hamstring. He's gone. It just goes to show that the Eagles have a serious injury problem. Like, I've never seen a professional sports team with this many injuries in one season. And it's progressively gotten worse from year to year to year, going back to 2017 when the Eagles won the Super Bowl despite the injuries. I think there's an issue here, a big issue within maybe just the Eagles, maybe within Philly sports. So why I'm making this video is to just kind of bring awareness, just kind of show people that, you know, even if you hate the Eagles, even if we're the worst fans in the world, according to Jadeveon Clowney, whatever, you have to give this team credit, and questions must also be raised going forth here, and we'll continue to make content on it, but there's got to be some kind of shakeup within the Eagles, within sports. You know, nowadays guys turn the wrong way. They take a sharp turn and they're gone. ACL, meniscus, MCL, they're done for the year. I don't know what's going on with today's sports, but it has to be talked about. Real quick, I'm going to read you all of the injuries the Eagles have had by year for the last 3 years. And you tell me if this sounds normal to you. 2017. If you're not aware, if you've been living under a rock, the Eagles won the Super Bowl in 2017. Super Bowl champions, baby, as always, man. Forever and always. But during that year, people may forget, Ronald Darby went down. And these are guys that missed significant time during the season. At some point, it could have been the beginning, middle, end, put on IR, rest of the season, whatever. They missed a significant portion of time during the year. Ronald Darby, Jordan Hicks, Sidney Jones, Chris Maragos, Jason Peters, Donnell Pumphrey, Aziz Shitu, Darren Sproles, Caleb Sturgis, Joe Walker, Dom Williams, Carson Wentz. Wentz was the big one. Obviously, he was the MVP candidate through 13 weeks of the season. I think he would have won it. I still think he should have won it. But Carson Wentz goes down. Nick Foles comes back after almost retiring, puts on the Eagles jersey, leads us to the promised land, wins the first Super Bowl in Philadelphia history. We know this, okay? But it's just insane how many people got hurt during that season that kind of goes overlooked. That's why I view it as one of the best journeys to a Super Bowl in NFL history, because of what the team had to go through, what they had to endure. Obviously, Nick Foles, Carson Wentz, the big one, but just key players in key positions went down that season. And Eagles have this culture of next man up mentality, and they kind of set the way. You know, they've shown that it is possible for a lot of teams to go through a lot of injuries and still be able to come out on top. And one more for you. Alshon, he played the whole season. You know, great catches throughout the playoffs, especially in the Super Bowl. Had a touchdown. Or no, that was the championship game, sorry. Nick Foles threw the first one to him deep. He had a touchdown. That whole season, Alshon Jeffrey played through a torn labrum in his shoulder. So just like his ability to go out, I know it hurt him every time he reached up to make a catch or, he dove for a ball. It's crazy. Going to 2018, Philadelphia Eagles that were injured for a significant part at some point in the season. J.J., Derek Barnett, Corey Clement, Ronald Darby, Matt Collins, Tim Jernigan, Sidney Jones, Jordan Mailata, Chris Maragos, Ronnie McLeod, Jalen Mills, Josh Perkins, Darren Sproles, Josh Sweat, Bryce Treggs, Destiny Vallejo, Mike Wallace, Toby Weathersby, whoever that is, Paul Warlow, Adam Zaruba, whoever that is, and once again, the common denominator, Carson Wentz. Last year, coming off the Super Bowl, the Eagles really significantly upgraded, and we thought that they got better at positions. Howie was being praised because he wasn't content. He went out and got people added on to a Super Bowl caliber team. And it's kind of like it all went to waste because guys are just dropping like flies left and right. 2018 was insane. I never saw anything like it at that time. And I thought that would be the most injuries I had ever seen in a season. It's unreal to see almost 20 of your players go down at some point in the season and others, battling with minor injuries and expect that you're going to be successful. At one point, it's just, what can you do? Like, why is this happening? A football team can be successful with the next man up mentality, but I'm sick and tired of guys going down and, we're always left with the what if. What if everyone stayed healthy? What if this guy was able to do this or play in this game? I don't know. I don't understand. 2018 was terrible. We'd never seen anything like that. At least I didn't. And then going to 2019, this year, it like tripled. I've never seen something like this in sports in a 3-year period. Let me read you the injuries from this year. If you've been keeping up, you understand that it's been an epidemic, honestly. Like, even when you think guys can't go out, when there's no one left to go out, they go out. This year, Nelson Aguilar, Miles Sanders, Nigel Bradham, Brandon Brooks, Corey Clement, Ronald Darby, Rudy Ford, Camus Grugier-Hill, Jordan Howard, D-Jax, Malik Jackson, Alshon, Jernigan, Lane Johnson, Cravon LeBlanc, Avonte Maddox, Mailata, Jalen Mills, Joe Osman, Hassan Ridgeway, Darren Sproles, Nate Sudfeld in the preseason, Fletcher Cox, Zach Ertz, and Richard Rodgers. I don't understand, man. It's come to the point where in a playoff game, you have none of the receivers you started the year with. Your quarterback throws for 4,000 yards to practice squad receivers who come on 6 weeks ago because every receiver on your damn team is hurt. Your starting tight end is playing with a broken rib and a lacerated kidney and a bruised back. Okay? Your starting running back gets hurt before halftime in the playoff game. He's playing with an MCL sprain for the rest of the game. Your quarterback goes down in the first quarter. Your franchise quarterback, the guy that proved himself to you this year that he was a franchise quarterback, he goes down after all the questions saying, is he injury prone? Will he get injured again? Has he earned his money? Well, he earned it. He put the team on his back for the last 4 weeks of the season. He showed this team why he is the franchise quarterback. He goes down in the first quarter on a concussion, and that wasn't his fault. He got hit, and it was a dirty hit. But still, it's just the idea of all these injuries. And then your 40-year-old backup quarterback comes in. And now we learned he tore his hamstring, and he played the rest of the game. We almost beat the Seattle Seahawks with literally nobody. This team is, if there was a way I could describe it, this team is down to nobody. I've never seen something like this. The last 3 seasons, the Eagles have endured so many injuries. And yes, people can say, oh, that's an excuse, next man up mentality. Yes, the Eagles embraced that mentality. That's why we even got to the point where we're at. That's somehow how we won the division with practice squad players and beat the Dallas Cowboys. But it has gotten out of hand. It has seriously gotten out of hand. The 2 Philly sports teams that have been criticized a lot for this last couple years are the Sixers and the Eagles. Philadelphia Sixers were kind of, the first ones to come around years ago. We remember, it's still kind of talked about a little bit, but like the trust the process, all the injuries, every Sixers rookie, whether it's Markelle Fultz, whether it's, backaways, Michael Carter-Williams, Jahlil Okafor, and Nerlens Noel, they all get injured. Joel Embiid's been injured 5 times. He tore a ligament in his finger yesterday. He's out for a while. Ben Simmons, drafted number 1 overall, broken ankle, not playing for the year. It was like the Sixers were the ones that just continued to get injured. Zaire Smith 2 years ago. Guys just getting injured. No matter what. You turn this way, you turn that way, you're done for the year. I don't understand. Now, the Sixers, back in 2017, they hired a new, doctor to take a look at different things in terms of the medical staff, different kinds of science that, trying to figure out the problems as to why these injuries were happening. And while I can say the Sixers have gotten better, and I know this video isn't about the Sixers, I'm just comparing, what's going on in Philadelphia. The Sixers just fired 2 of their key medical staff members last June in 2019 because guys are still getting hurt. Even if it's day to day, if it's a week to week, guys are still getting hurt. This is a problem in Philadelphia, I'm telling you. And whether this is the first or second video, it has to be highlighted. Something has to happen. There's an issue here. There's a real issue. I don't know what's going on. If these guys aren't certified, if they're not smart enough, if we're too cheap to hire better doctors, but something is going on. There's no other franchise in sports that this is happening to this severe. The Eagles. Howie just talked about it in his press conference yesterday, and that's kind of why I wanted to do this video too. He said that the Eagles hired a new chief medical officer in June. It's someone that we're very excited to have. He came in June and asked what he could observe. He wanted to observe the season, observe the training staff, observe the weight staff, sports science processes, and he would make recommendations that would be carried out, going forward. We need them damn recommendations. Whether it's tomorrow, the next day, or the day after. We need them now because this has to stop. All I'm saying is I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated because we are in a prime, group of years here in Philadelphia sports. Each team goes through, its ups and downs. You rebuild, you build your team up, you have your high points, and then it's like a cycle. It repeats. Just like history, repeats itself. But the Eagles, right now, after winning that Super Bowl, every Philadelphia sports team is hitting their peak. They're all in stride, getting to that top. Before these last couple years, we had a down period of all Philadelphia sports for about 7 to 8 years. Every team sucked. We were in last place. It really sucked. That was pretty much after, the Phillies went to the World Series and stuff. The Eagles made the playoffs a couple times, but overall, it's been bad overall. But these last couple years since the Eagles won that Super Bowl and sparked this city, big free agents coming to the Sixers, the Eagles, the Phillies, a lot of attention being garnered around this sports market. And all I'm saying is I want a fair shot at the game. This team, this city, these fans deserve it. We have too much talent right now to go to waste. Too much talent. And going from the last 3 years, starting in 2017 to 2018 to 2019, the injuries have gotten worse and worse. And I didn't think there could even be a year like this year where this many people on the Eagles are injured. But somehow, some way, guys continue to get injured, whether it's the training regimen, what they're eating, how they're practicing, if they're practicing hard enough, if they're not practicing at all. I don't know what's going on. But all I'm saying is we need some recommendations. We need a new medical staff. They need to clear house. I'm telling you right now, they need to clear house, inspect, investigate, do what you got to do. Get a new medical staff. Get outside experts, doctors. Do what you have to do. Bring a whole new staff in because it's not going to go well, especially with these fans. The Eagles won the Super Bowl, right? But that's not it. This is a prime set of years for the Philadelphia sports teams. And if at least one or two more championships are not delivered in this window before the next rebuilding type of stage in the cycle, people are going to be really disappointed, because all the talent here with the coaches, with how things have been developing, all of the talent here, the big names continuing to flood into Philadelphia, players want to play here. If we walk away with nothing else besides that Super Bowl, we're going to be left with an empty feeling, knowing that we could have done a lot more. Going into next season, if it is anything similar to what we had to endure watching and going through this season, we're not going to do anything. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Just had to get that off my chest. Appreciate each and every one of you. Sub to the channel, like the video. I'll see y'all in the next one, man. Peace.
Perfect.